As an abstract sculptor, I primarily work in both wood and metal. Generally, when I'm starting a project, I work in my sketchbook and put down some ideas on paper, but just real loose ideas, and then I take them here to my studio and I try to make them come to fruition. I'm trained both as an architect and a furniture designer. I often work in a very additive way. So I'm often building forms from nothing. So from sticks, from flat sheets of metal, from rod or tubing, things like that. For the body of work that I created, that I wanted to be loose, abstract drawings that almost represented the way that you might take a pen and make a loose doodle, kind of when you're thinking about ideas and just trying to let your mind wander. I wanted to create that effect in 3D. So what I did was I took individual pieces of round steel that were 3/16 of an inch in diameter, and then I took my torch and I used it to make little bends every so often. So I'd fold the metal back over on itself, cross it over, occasionally make a tack weld to kind of give some rigidity to the form. And then after I finished every 10-foot long section of metal, I would take another stick and butt the two ends together so it made one continuous line. So again, to replicate that idea of never lifting your pen on a sheet of paper when you're drawing. At this point in my career, I'm really excited about the possibilities of coming into the shop and just building things often without a plan. Depending on the project, I might come into the studio with a more concrete set of plans, and that might be when I'm working with a specific client or for a very unique location that requires some architectural coordination or engineering possibilities. But mainly when I'm working in a speculative fashion in my studio, I'm coming in just with a sketch to start a project. And I take that sketch and I basically just start working in the studio. I'm always trying to figure out new techniques to make my ideas come to life, whether that's hand pounding copper or riveting or steam bending. Some of the work that I've been exploring recently is larger sort of volumetric steel pieces. I start by making masonite patterns that I'll press against the metal and transfer the drawings. I cut the metal out with a jigsaw, and then I tack those together using my welder. I'll take those and fully weld the pieces. I'm really fussy about the precision and the crisp edges that I'm trying to create in those forms. The way that I'm working in the studio now, I don't think I could have done when I first came out of graduate school. I do everything here, and I really strive for a mastery in a lot of different materials, but also just different techniques. So when they see my body of work, sometimes people wonder if it was made by the same person, and I think that's a strength. And for me, that's like one of the most exciting things about being an artist, is just figuring out how to do all those different approaches.